looking for this?
Welcome back to BoomShot. I'm Kel. This is
Yes,
Colby.
sir.
And in light of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 releasing a little over 2 weeks ago, we're going to react to a Raccoon Tribute.
Dude, I'm so excited about this.
So this is it's Rocket. The title is Rocket Creep Guardians of the Galaxy, and this is by Fra0203. It has 344,000 views, and it looked good. So we're going to watch it.
Yeah.
So anyway, credit to that channel, and let's watch this starting now.
Subject 89P13
This is gonna be
calls
sad.
itself Rocket, the result of illegal genetic and cybernetic experiments on a lower life.
He thinks I'm some stupid thing. He does. Well, I didn't ask to get made. I didn't ask to be torn apart and put back together over and over and turned into some little monster.
What's a raccoon?
What's a raccoon? It's what you are, stupid.
Thank you, sweet rabbit.
That's how eyesight works, you stupid raccoon. Don't call me a raccoon. He called me vermin. She called me rodent.
It's really sad when you look back on it.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, I don't care if it's
it was
me.
comedic, but
Everybody's got dead people. It's no excuse to get everybody else dead along the way.
Dude, I remember that scene. I was like, no, you can't leave him behind.
What the hell am I doing here?
Bruh.
dude, I love their relationship too.
I know. Bro, I remember that.
I know you play like you're the meanest and the hardest,
And
but
their
actually you're the most
relationship,
scared of all.
Yondu.
I know you steal batteries you don't need, and you push away anyone who's willing to put up with you, because just a little bit of love reminds you how big and empty that hole inside you actually
I
is.
said shut up.
I know them scientists what made you never gave a rat's ass about you.
Dude. It makes so much sense when you look back at it.
I got you.
When I'm not around.
Could you imagine if Rocket died, dude?
Dude, yeah. I'm glad he didn't. But also, like, part of me thinks like it would have added to the story.
But I'm a creep.
Bro.
I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing
Not without
here?
Quill. You need to take care of the twin.
When
Not
I
without
don't
you.
belong here.
I ain't done nothing right my whole damn life, Rat.
I love Yondu.
You need to give me this.
He didn't chase him away.
No.
Even though we know that, that was always him. There's no battery.
That was really cool how James Gunn wrote that.
What?
How he was talking about
Think you're the only
Yondu,
one who lost people? What do you think we're
and
doing
then at the
here?
end he
I lost the only
seamlessly
family I
transitioned to
ever
talking
had.
about himself because he saw himself in
Tracks, the
Yondu.
chick with the antenna, all gone.
Whatever makes you happy. Whatever you want.
Dude, was Rocket smarter than Tony Stark, dude?
Yeah, I think so.
You're so
Confirmed?
Life takes
I think
years, but not today. Today it's given us.
Which also,
It has given us a chance to do what? To give a shit.
But I'm
For
a
once.
creep.
Not run away.
But Quill, stop the road. It's impossible. You're asking us to die.
Am I doing here?
so nostalgic, dude.
I know.
Yes, I
Love you.
I love that speech.
I'm done running.
Belong here.
Dude.
Let's see.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you go back and like watch all the Guardians movies, how he really was the secret protagonist the whole time.
And he had that in mind the whole time, James Gunn did. I mean, he said that in interviews. From the very beginning, before any of the movies came out, the whole idea was to have Rocket be the secret protagonist.
Which I think is so interesting, like, to have, like, you have your main character, which was obviously Star-Lord, and then obviously his love interest was Gamora. And then you got what looked like a bunch of other side characters, but the entire time, like, you're gravitating toward two main characters, which is Rocket and Star-Lord. Like, I don't know. Like, it just makes a whole lot more sense, especially the dialogue in the first two movies.
Yeah, and it's hard to say, dude. I mean, Rocket in Guardians 3, it showed just how smart he was.
Yeah.
Like, even as a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Tony Stark did create
time travel. Yeah.
you can't really beat that. And Rocket was there.
Yeah, I mean, he created time travel, nanotech without any like vibranium support. Like,
I feel like the main thing that I think Tony has over Rocket, because Rocket was there. He was there during the blip.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Tony's the one that came through with the time travel. But I don't know. Rocket is. I think it's like Rocket, Shuri, and Tony are definitely like the three smartest.
Yeah,
characters
until Reed Richards enters, and then he'll be the smartest. But I wish we could have seen more of like Rocket and Tony working together. You know,
that would've
like
been
imagine
sick.
that, like they're just talking back and forth about how to create nanotech and stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
which I mean, it would have been before, but I mean, like with Mark 50 and whatnot. But like Mark 85, like Rocket could have helped him build a bunch of suits.
Because Rocket, I mean, he's good with nanotech. I mean, we see that in Guardians a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Rocket, I think he's low key one of the best characters.
I think on the fly he can do anything better than like.
That's true.
In terms of like on the fly technology, nobody's better than him. Like he can make anything happen that he wants to. So I don't know. Like Rocket, he really is an interesting character, but that's why I think like Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of relatable, especially like, when you look at it from Rocket's point of view, or like even from Peter's point of view, like losing a parent. Like having to deal with those father wounds and whatnot. But then you look at Rocket, like he thought he was worthless his entire life. And we see in that first scene in Guardians 1 where he's drunk, like when you're drunk, you tell the truth because you can't help but say what's true.
Yeah.
And that's when we got to see his true colors come out. And nobody really knew his backstory at the time. Like, I mean, you have the comics, but in terms of movie-wise, we hadn't seen what really had happened to him yet.
Yeah, and I just did props to James Gunn, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very specific with how he wanted to write each character.
Yeah, it had vision.
Yeah, he had a vision, man, and that's a quick side note. That's why the DCU is going to be great.
Yeah, that is why the DCU is going to be great. But and I feel like that's why Marvel was so good at the beginning as well. Like, not the beginning, but all the way up until like really Endgame, is it had like a really unified vision, and not that it doesn't have one now, but it just feels a little bit more loose than it had been.
I think they still have a vision, but when you have so many different things going on, I mean, they've had 5 times the something like that, like the amount of hours out in content
In Phase 4 alone, compared to Phase 3. So.
And you have so many different directors, and Feige overlooks all of it, but it's stretching him thin, I imagine.
Yeah.
Trying to tie everything together with that much content. But I think, this was the last Marvel thing we've seen. And it's so good.
Yeah.
So and I guess technically the next Marvel is Spider-Verse. So.
Yeah, and cheers to Rocket, dude.
Cheers to Rocket. I was just about to say I think he's a top 5 character in my book, dude.
Really, you know what I've been seeing? I know this isn't about this character, but Rocket's a top 5 character. So let's name our MCU top 5 characters, okay? Or we could maybe make a tier list out of this. But if people make it this far in the video, you get to see what we think at the beginning. I think you got Iron Man. I would say Thor, but then they ruined Thor, so he's no longer there. You got Iron Man. What do you think? Cap, probably. I think Cap had a very good arc. Nebula. Nebula is one of the most well-written characters in the MCU, I think.
She is. I was just thinking that. People. It's not that people forget, but she was there with Tony in the ship when Carol had to come save him. And it was her and Rocket and Guardians 2, right? That were had a lot of time together. So she's a very underrated character.
Yeah, she is. And then you have I would say Rocket too. So you got 2 Guardians characters in there already. And then who do you think? Maybe who's maybe the 5th? I don't know. Wanda maybe? No, I don't know.
Yeah, Wanda.
But her arc is still going. It's not really closed yet.
Yeah, she's definitely going to come back.
I would say, I would maybe give it to Quill.
Yeah, Quill's. All the Guardians are just written so well, and you look at Groot too. That man we've seen him in every stage of life, which
it's crazy to think about.
I guess technically, like that's his offspring, baby Groot. But still, if you consider them like one Groot character, we saw adult Groot, baby Groot, teen Groot, buff Groot. Yeah. Alpha Groot. And the post-credit scenes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Guardians is just a point being, Guardians is a really good. They have really good characters in Guardians, and I think that's why people are love their movies a lot.
Yeah, I agree, dude. Now that you mention it, dude, I think Rocket's a top 3 character.
Oh yeah,
I think he is. I think it's Tony, Cap, and Rocket, man. I mean,
yeah.
I think all of the original Avengers had a good arc.
Out of your characters of all time, so that includes Star Wars, DC, other movies. Where do you put Rocket on there?
Rocket, this third movie, man, it did a lot for me, man.
Yeah.
And when
the third movie plays on the heartstrings. That's been a recurring BoomShot theme.
When at the end of the movie, when he gets all the baby raccoons, man. When I watched it the second time, I was like, dude, that got me in the feels, man. Mm-hmm. Because the very beginning of that movie, when all the baby raccoons are in there and the High Evolutionary's reaching his hand. I don't know, man. I mean, I love Captain Rex.
Yeah.
I love Cap, Punisher.
Ahsoka.
Anakin. Dude. I don't know. I think he still might be top 5, man. Really.
I think he would be top 5 too. I would give him that.
I love Maul.
We need to do that. We're gonna make a tier list. I think we need to do that. Best characters of all time, in our opinion.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So, but anyway, let us know what you guys think. This was a really good edit. So thank you, Fra0203, for this, and thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.